Well, last week we talked about the Best of Lincoln Award. Schrock Innovations won again this year.
It's like Groundhog Day around here. Here we are, another day, talking about another customer service award. This time, Best of Omaha.
Here to compute this, Thor Schrock. Good to see you, Thor.
Hi,
Thanks for having me, guys.
So what's the deal here, huh?
Well,
You
it was
pulled
hilarious
another
because
award?
before we did the segment, we were talking before we went on the air, and I said, well, you know, we won Best of Lincoln, and I haven't heard anything out of Best of Omaha. Normally I hear from Tyler by now, so gosh, maybe we didn't win this year,
Like,
you know?
you're on a first name basis with the best of people.
With the
That's
award
how
people.
often
Well,
you win.
I'm on a first name basis with him. I don't think he's on a first name basis with me.
I see.
But, you know, he sends the emails to all the businesses
I've
and
seen
everybody
that, yeah.
to, you know, coordinate the voting and everything. So, but then, of course, literally like the next day after I was on for Best of Lincoln here, it was like, oh, we won Best of Omaha.
Oh,
This is
wow.
amazing.
That's great. So how'd you do it
great.
again? You did it in 2 different markets.
Yeah, well, you know, and that's the thing. One of the challenges when you're an entrepreneur, and this week it's been a weird week. I've talked to a lot of people in entrepreneurial focused endeavors. Everybody from the people who say, how do we bring more tech jobs to Nebraska? All the way down to, like, you know, how do we get our tablets launched and how many jobs is that going to create for Schrock Innovations, for example. So, you know, when you're looking at stuff like that, and it comes back to the service, and I don't want to rehash everything we did last week, but it comes back to the service levels in that you've got to have great products, you've got to have the stuff that people want, but then when you deliver it, it's about how you deliver it. So anybody can walk into any box store and buy the piece of technology they want and go home and be completely lost with it. But what a lot of people don't realize is, you know, even if you didn't buy something from Schrock, if you get home with your piece of tech and you just don't know how to do something, the guys that I employ, they know pretty much every piece of tech from game systems all the way down to how to fix your iPhone. We don't do all that stuff at Schrock, but if you have questions like that, you can call us. And you know, we train our people. If we can solve a problem in 2 minutes or less on the phone, just solve the problem. You know, literally one of my employees the other day had a bad experience at a car repair store, and she's telling me about it, and it was just that internal, she was really upset about it, and it was just that internal switch flipped, like, how can I solve this problem for her? And so I knew a guy at one of the other chains of this automotive repair place, and I called him up and said, what can she do? And he got her a resolution. So it's if we can solve a problem in
Yes.
2 minutes or
I
less,
like that. 2 minutes
we
or
solve
less.
it, yeah.
But I think it's a great example for this employee. It's a reminder that not all customer service experiences are terrific,
Yep.
right? For all of us, like, there's something's going to happen throughout the day that's going to make you want to pull your hair out.
Well,
So what
yeah.
are you doing differently that these other guys in your world, in this computer repair product world, what are you able to do that the rest of the guys aren't or won't do?
All right, for example, using this automotive thing as an example, this whole thing revolved around having to put a brake caliper on a car, and they charged her $350 to put a brake caliper on her car that they broke a year ago. And they admitted to breaking, but they charged her for it. So that part probably cost them $80. So they got about $80 in the part, right? They were responsible for breaking it. So part of this, the thing that we do that some, I don't want to say all shops, because there are other honorable businesses. We're not the only one in the world, but you know, at Schrock, if we break something, we own up to it. Mistakes happen. Things happen. We're taking a laptop apart, and we use the little the plastic. It's like a, what do they call those things? It's a utensil that you use to pop plastic pieces
tool.
apart. Yeah, and when you go to pop them apart, sometimes there's tabs and they break. And if you break a tab that doesn't snap back together, you have to replace the whole part. And at Schrock, we'll do that. Other shops might super glue that part, for example, just to get the customer out the door.
Right.
So the next time someone has to open the thing, and then we're like, this is super glued.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we can't open that. So like with her part, I had to ask her, okay, switch roles here. Now, this is a customer coming into Schrock, and let's say that they feel that we broke something, and we have $80 cost in the part, we charge $350 for the repair. And this customer is upset. What do you think I'm going to do? What would I do?
Yeah.
And she said, well, you'd give them their money back. I'm like, you're darn right I'd give them their money
right.
back.
Yeah.
I would eat that repair because I want to keep, we're playing the long game. I want to keep that customer. I want to show them that we, even when we're in the wrong, we do the honorable thing and make it right. And so I said, now you're talking about going to this automotive repair place. What do you think that their corporate people are going to do? They're not looking at a $350 repair. They're looking at a potential negative Facebook review or a negative Google review, which you should all of those things. And because you had a really bad experience. they're going to give you your money back, Amber. It's going to come back to you, and then you have to make it right on your end. You have to at least go back in those reviews and say they did the right thing and
But
took
you,
care of me.
as a customer, you wish you didn't have to fight. You know, you wish people would treat you the way they would want to be treated. It's the golden rule.
Exactly.
Right? So if you don't have to fight from the beginning, then it's a good experience. That's why you win.
That's right. And
why
I
you
heard you
win.
talk about tablets earlier in this segment when you were first talking. You have a tablet coming out, a new one, right?
Yeah, actually, they're shipping tomorrow from the factory. We're
great.
going to have them next week. It's the new Schrock Innovations modular tablet. Like I said, you have to have the stuff people want. So last year when we had our tablets, there was iPad and there was Android. And there's people who love the iPad because the iPad, I mean, it's sexy. It's the screen is brilliant. It's amazing. And then there's people who like Android because, you know, if you have an iPhone, for example, you can't rearrange the icons on your home screen.
And storage is a
lock you
huge issue.
down. Oh yeah, and then they keep giving you bigger and bigger operating systems on smaller and smaller devices, and you're like, you do buy our online storage. With an Android device, you can put in the memory cards and everything. You have a lot of flexibility in Android, but you have a lot of performance in Apple. So last year's modular tablet took the best of both worlds and put them together. The marketing team did not come up with anything for this one, so I'm saying the best of all three worlds, because now we have the Microsoft Surface. So the new tablet at Schrock comes in
cool.
Windows flavors, Android flavors. If you've seen the Surface commercials with the clicky keyboard thing where they snap them, don't bang your keyboards and tablets together in rhythm. That's not good.
Will you bring the tablet in next time? Will you have one in to show us?
I could bring it in next week. I've got one now. I could have brought it in today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring it in
we'd
next
love
week.
to
I'd like
see
to take
it.
a look at it.
Yeah.
Well, because as you're saying, our viewers are going to be curious and you want to get a head start on holiday shopping, or if it's just for you.
And they're hundreds of dollars cheaper than a Surface or an iPad. And
Talk about burying the
faster
lead.
speed.
Added bonus.
Thank you, Thor.
Thanks, Thor.
And
Good to see ya.
congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
Well deserved.